all the stuff you've been through, I need to ask this question. Neighbor, how deep is your religion? Are you able to go through it? Are you able to go through it? Some of you already through it. You thought you couldn't make it. You thought you couldn't take it. But God made a way out of nowhere. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. There's a praise in the house. There's a praise in the house. Lift your hands, preacher. I'm a mission. But God getting ready to open up some doors where they don't see you too much. You're getting ready to leave home for a while. God getting ready to evangelize your life. My God, He's taking you to another realm. He's taking you in another level. My God, He's lifting you beyond praise. Get ready, because you ain't going to be here too much longer. God getting ready to move. He's getting ready to open up some doors. Look at your neighbor. He got to go. He got to go. Somebody shout yes. Hey, God. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, come on, Yvette. I hear it. Come on. I hear it. Come on, right here, right here. getting ready to leave here. I'm a mission to fail there. You gotta do what the Lord told you to do. Some of y'all getting ready to do some great stuff. Some of y'all getting ready to go into the wilderness. Some of y'all getting ready, oh my God. I see the doors, I see the ministry. I see the entrepreneurship. I see it, I see it. I see the greatness, I see it, I see it. I see it, I see it, I see it. Oh, prophets, when you see Shanika, tell her I see her own business, her own accounting firm. She ain't been running for nothing, but I see her own firm with her name on it. I see it. God's starting to do right now. Oh, yeah. Hey. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Woo! Tell me, lift your hand. I see it. What? I see money fall. Oh my God. Oh my God. I tell you, and guess what I see? I have never seen $1,000 bill before. I've never seen one. But I see money. And it got 1,001 and 3 zeros on it. I don't see no change. I just see dollar bills. I see dollar bills. And I see money in your left hand and your right hand. And now, and now I see you running. You're running. You're running. You're running. You're running. Oh. Now, you're in the church. You ain't got time for an envelope. I see you throwing your tithe on the altar. And I see you saying, Lord, I thank you. Because it was you that gave me this money. God said, this year is your year of financial breakthrough. Financial overhaul. Look at your neighbor to neighbor. If you never seen a millionaire, you're looking at one right now. Somebody shout, yeah! Yes! 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 Yes, Lord! Oh! Yeah, God! Thank you, Jesus! How deep? Deep water! Sit down! Hey, some of y'all getting ready to go deeper than you think. Thank you, Jesus. Some of you may have heard me preach this before. Taking it a different way. He's showing me a different way. Show me a different way. Show me a different way. The prophet Ezekiel is prophesying to the nation of Israel because they are in bondage with the Babylonians. And as they are in bondage, Ezekiel is their prophet. He's the one that prophesies to them and gives them encouragement and lets them know that God has not forgotten us. God would never leave us. And Ezekiel is sitting at home, and he has a vision while he's sitting at home. And in this vision, he sees heaven. Looks up and he sees heaven. And he sees a stream flowing from heaven. And this stream comes down to earth where Ezekiel is. And as the stream flows, it goes to the church, through the tabernacle. He sees the church in Babylon. Because even though they were in Babylonian captivity, they allowed them to have their church or their synagogue. And Ezekiel sees the water, the stream come down through the tabernacle, and it's running through the church. The stream branches off because it needs to reach every corner of the church. And then God says to Ezekiel, stand up and open the door. Ezekiel stands up and he opens the church door. And God says to him, step in the water. He steps in the stream. And the Bible said that the water came to his ankles. He rolled up his pants so they wouldn't get wet. How deep is your religion? How deep is your salvation? Some of you got salvation that's only ankle deep.
All right now.
Just wet a little bit. Just for the convenience. I can go to church when I feel like it. Every now and then. I don't want to join no auxiliaries. I don't want them to ask me to do anything. I just want to be able to walk in the water. When you got ankle deep religion, you can just walk in the water. And when you come out the water, you can just dry your ankles off and pull your pant leg down. And when you go back in home, people can't even tell that you've been to church. Because you're still acting the same hellish way when you left home. You're still acting like you don't know him. And, but you say that you got religion. But I can't see no sign. Ezekiel said, God, some folks in church just got a little ankle religion. Ankle religion. And God says to Ezekiel, get up again. He opened the door and he opened the door, he sees the stream. God says to him, step in the water again. Ezekiel the prophet steps in the water and he said, oh, it came up a little bit higher. It made it to my knee. It made it to my knee. I still can roll my pants up. Made it to my knee. It kind of inconveniences me a little bit because it made it to my knee. Maybe I'll do a little bit more, but not too much. Not too much. Now, instead of being able to walk in the water like it was ankle deep, now you can not only walk, but you can run. You can, in ankle walk, you can run as well as walk. But don't ask me to pay no tithes. I ain't ready to pay no tithes. I ain't ready to give God 10%. I ain't ready. I ain't ready for all that. I ain't ready. I don't want the pastor to have more than I got. I ain't ready for the church to have. The church need to be giving me. But no, the church already got. It's built on a rock. You need to give so God could bless you. Your blessing comes when you give. But some of you still got knee ankle religion. How deep are you? Just to my knee. Just to my knee. When I get out the water, I can still wipe it off and just pull my pants down and I can go home. I've been to church. Yeah, you got a little wet. What did the preacher preach about? I don't know what the preacher preached about, but I know I've been to church. Ezekiel said, God, what am I going to do about your people? He said, get up, Ezekiel. I'm not finished with you. I'm not finished with you. Open up the door again. Open up the door to the church. He opens up and the stream is still there. It's still flowing from earth to heaven. The stream is still flowing. And God said to Ezekiel, step in the water. He steps in the water. It comes up to his waist. Ooh, I'm not only walking now. I can't walk too good in waist deep water. I can't even run too well in waist deep water. But I can wade in it. I can push my way through. I can shift. I can, because I can't swim. So I know when I'm in the waist, I make sure, and I make sure I'm real close enough to the edge that I can hold on. And wait, one time I said to Marcus, Marcus, am I swimming? And they didn't want me to feel bad. They said, boss, you doing real good. You doing real good. I even had on a life vest. I had one in the front and I time. Oh, some of y'all getting ready to go deep. Getting ready to go real deep. Most church folk are waist deep. Waist deep. I'll sing in the choir when I feel like it. But they ain't singing my song today. So I'm not going to sing in the choir. I would give. But you remember the time when my cousin died, who wasn't even a member, and we didn't bury him in the church because you didn't want to pay nothing. Church always want something for nothing. I'm talking about the waist-deep folk now. You barely got one foot in heaven, and you want us always to open up the door for the heathen. I heard God say, I can't use you. For if the church of Laodicea said, the waist-deep folk is like that church. You're neither hot nor cold. You're lukewarm. And because you're lukewarm, God got to spit you out. He said, Ezekiel, those that got the waist-deep religion, I got to spit them out. Ezekiel said, wait a minute, God. Is there hope for the church? Said, wait a minute. He said, Ezekiel, stand up. Open up the church door. He said, my God, what happened to the stream? The stream done turned into a river. What? God said, Ezekiel, step in the river. The minute he stepped in the river, he couldn't touch the bottom. It was so deep, he couldn't run in it. He couldn't walk in it. He couldn't wade in it. Ezekiel had to swim. Even if he didn't know how, he had to learn how to swim. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, God getting ready to show you how. Because he needs you to understand that when you're in the river, you can go where God tells you to go. You can do what God tells you to do. But even then, there's something a little bit more God wants to tell you. He wants you to understand that even when you're in the river, you can do more than swim in it. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, there's more. There's more. Well, Jesus and his disciples was doing miracles. Jesus said to his disciples, get in the boat. I'll meet you in a little while on the other side. The disciples got in the boat. Midnight. It's real late. They're wondering, where is God? We out here. Where is God? We can't even see our way. Where is the Lord? He said he would be with us. And then one of the disciples said, I see somebody coming on the water. They're not just coming, but they're walking on the water. What? Not to the ankle, not to the knee or the waist, not even swimming. They're walking on the water. Then somebody said, it looked like God. And Peter said, Lord, if it's you. Some of y'all don't understand. You asked God a long time ago when you was praying. God used me. God used my children. God bless my children. But did you consider that he had to try you? Let me see if they really mean it. Jesus said to Peter, it's me. Peter said, Lord, if it's you, let me come to you. Did you think God was going to say, you stay on the boat because I'm God? I know how to walk on water. You just stay on the boat. I'll be there. No. When God needs you, he'll say, come on. You really want to be used? You really want to be delivered? Come on. I'm not talking about to your ankle or to your knee or your waist. I'm not even asking you to swim. Oh, let's defy gravity. Walk on the water. Peter said, Lord, here I come. He felt like Isaiah. Here, my Lord, use me. Send me. But after a while, God said, okay, you walking now, but I need to take your faith a little bit deeper. I'm getting ready to mess with your job. I'm getting ready to mess with your children. I'm getting ready to mess with your finances. I'm getting ready to attack your church. Folks gonna talk about your church. I'm getting ready to do some things. Are you still able to walk on the water?